restaurant was this that you had the worst burger ever?
It's a diner down the street, actually.
A diner
And
down the street?
I was super impressed, actually, that they could fuck up a burger.
Yeah, diners usually do not do that.
No. And the burgers are really easy, you know?
Did you have an extra complicated burger order?
No, not at all. But I do think they were selling drugs out of the diner. And I think the people who were the drug dealers were also the people working.
So the burgers were a secondary focus.
Yeah, I think
they
so.
were like, man,
would.
We don't have to make money on these burgers.
Honestly, I was really impressed that, like, you could mess up a burger. Like, that takes some, like, real skill.
It's difficult to mess up unless it's extra thick and you just don't cook it enough and you still have a raw situation.
Yeah, but if everybody can make a burger, not everybody can fuck up a burger.
Did you order anything?
No.
What was the order?
It was a burger and fries.
Just burger and
Just a burger and fries. Yeah.
So what was fucked up about the burger?
It tasted horrible. Like, I don't even think it had...
Oh, so it was bad meat. Did it taste like spoiled or...
Can it be dry and oily at the same time? Because that's what it tasted like. Imagine the worst burger. And it's not even like in the way that you would think. So
Sorry,
just
dry and
All right,
oily.
welcome to LM.
Gave me a ball.
Yeah, this is our first time back in a while.
Yeah.
First time back with Jason, and even longer.
It's been a while.
It's been a minute.
I've been on a journey.
We were Jason adjacent.
Oh. I have returned.
Adjacent to Jason.
While we've been on break, I came up with this character for the podcast that I kind of wanted to test out on you guys.
Please do.
I brought it up to this guy at work earlier, and he didn't really take to it, so it may not be any good at all. But you know the ASMR people,
Yeah.
and they make noises in the microphones. Yeah. So I saw the MR part of it, and I started thinking like Mr. Rogers. And so I decided to make this character called ASMR Rogers, or AS Mr. Rogers.
Uh-huh.
And you just talk like Mr. Rogers really close in the microphone, and you talk about your day, and you put on your shoes, and you just talk to your neighbors and hang out.
I could see him doing some really good ASMR with a sweater.
It's not bad. It's
I don't
not
know.
bad.
You could click on the little buttons and...
I found it pleasant.
You're special, just the way you are.
I love it.
I love you.
I love it. Yeah. No, this is a thing. This is a thing that could work. Yeah, let's do that.
ASMR Rogers.
Ask Mr. Rogers.
No, not ass. There's only one ass.
Mr. Rogers' ass.
In an alternate universe, this is happening.
I did find it really pleasant.
Yeah.
Good.
Oddly so. I didn't expect. I expected just. Oh, this. Is
I was
funny,
met with a
but
blank stare at work.
I was.
You can get mesmerized by ASMR.
He didn't know what ASMR was, and so I had to explain
So
it to him, and then
I
like,
just creepily talked to him in a low voice.
I was like, people like drag their fingernails in the microphone and like
If you've never
whisper,
seen
and you hear
that.
the little clicks and things, and he's like, why do they do that?
Why
and I
is
was
that
like,
a thing?
And this other guy was like, oh yeah, that's actually quite popular these days. And he was just like, why? And I couldn't really give him a reason. Like,
Yeah.
Probably people want to zone out.
It's not like all of it's nice. You know, some of it's weird. Some of it's a little strange, but some of it's fine. I think it'd be pleasant to have ASMR Rogers tell me I'm worthy. I'm good.
Yeah, I guess.
I'd get like the weather from him every morning or something.
Oh,
That'd
yeah,
be nice.
definitely, yeah. ASMR weather.
It's really nice out today. You might want to bring a sweater.
It's a high of 71.
I also had another idea for a thing I was going to do that I tried out on this guy at work, and he didn't really care for this either. But I thought I would check your reactions. it would be a fake reaction channel like they have on YouTube, and it's like people listening to an album for the first time, like watching a movie, and I would pick an album that I was already like very aware of, and that it's probably like one of my favorite albums of all time, and I'd put it on and like slowly act like I'm like hearing it for the first time, and I'm getting like real into it.
Oh, Jonathan reacts.
And like by the end of it, I'm like flipping out like a little kid does when they're excited. Like I'm like breaking shit and like making a big deal of it, and like just losing my mind over this album or whatever. And people would be like, "This guy, he really likes Weezer's Blue album or whatever."
This is his first time hearing it. Look at him go.
And the guy was looking at me just like, what would you pick? Like, why would you do that?
I don't know. I don't trust those videos. I think that a lot of them have already seen.
Yeah.
You know? The only ones I actually trust are the ones of like little children, because you can guesstimate that this is probably the first time they've seen The Lion King, and this is their first time watching Scar. Like, I believe in those.
I
believe in the children.
The guys, like Middle Eastern guys, and it looks like they went up like into the mountains in some village, and they bring them down, and they're like, try American chocolate for the first time.
Oh, okay.
And, like,
I do believe in those too.
Try it, or like watch a Weird Al video for the first time, and they're like, what is this?
I do like the ones with the like the British kids trying American food for the first time. Mm-hmm. Those are good. I believe those. I
like the one where they're trying biscuits and gravy, and they're like, oh my God, America is just so gross for this one. And then they take their first bite, and it's like, never mind. This is amazing.
It's not the most, like, appealing looking food.
No, not at all.
It doesn't look good. But once you dig
lumpy
in, there's no denying.
It's like gruel.
Yeah. You talk to a lot of people at your work, Jonathan.
This is just one guy.
The same guy?
Yeah.
You just bounce ideas off of the same guy?
Yeah. Well, I mean, not usually, but sometimes I'll think of something when I'm at work, and he'll be the only guy left by the end of the day, and I'm like, let's see what he thinks. Yeah.
I was thinking about my job, and I was like trying to pinpoint something I wish I could change about it. Do y'all ever look around and think, like, what do I want to change about my job? But not, like, big things, like little things. I wish we had water coolers at my job.
See, we have a water cooler.
You have a water cooler at your job?
We've got a water cooler. We've got a coffee maker.
Do people congregate by them and talk?
We could make we make whole meals in our break room.
No, but I want specifically a water cooler, because I feel like I thought I was going to talk more at water coolers when I was an adult.
You really don't.
You don't?
It doesn't make a difference. You're at a water cooler for a moment to fill up a cup, and you stand up and you go back to whatever you're doing.
I thought it was going to be more water cooler talk.
No, that's TV.
Sorry. We have like a kitchen area.
I don't mean to disappoint.
But no one's ever in there, and like people just leave food in there, and then mice get into it.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And so we've had a lot of mice at my job lately, and so the only thing that hangout area is good for is rodents.
We had a cricket infestation at my job.
Oh my gosh!
For a period, and for
what
some
music
reason,
they make?
Every time a cricket went to someone's office, they'd send me a message, Jason, can you come get this cricket? And I'd go get the cricket. I became the cricket guy.
Really?
Yeah. I ended up with like abrasions on my hands from being on the carpet so often.
Oh gosh! Crickets. I thought you were going to talk about the
bring in the cricket boy.
No, I'm down on the carpet going grabbing crickets, and like this, I did it so often. I like had a rug burn on my hands.
Did you ever keep a cricket?
No, I set them free out front.
I used to really want to make those cricket cages like they do in, is it China?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if that's from Mulan, but I don't know if that's what they have in China.
Yeah, like
but I know what you're talking about.
There was a period of time where I was like, Jonathan, you need to find your niche. Find like your way in life, like you need to invent something or create a company or do something. And I was like, cricket cages. There are no cricket cages in Texas. I was like, you don't see them anywhere. I was like, I could be the first.
They have ant farms. I could be the cricket.
I was like,
person.
I could get my foot in the door and I could be the cricket man.
You need a cricket cage.
And I thought it was really cool.
The cricket man.
But then I was looking around and it was like, well, maybe there's a reason there aren't a bunch in Texas. Like maybe there's not a market for that.
They don't care. They run free. They own Texas for at least a few months.
In the summer.
I mean,
Yeah.
I still think about it, but I gave up on that dream pretty quick.
No, aren't they supposed to be lucky too?
Yeah,
it
that's
brings
why you
luck.
keep them in there. You listen to their music
Yeah.
while you're trying to sleep. And
Did the crickets ever like harmonize with their music? Like they all like chirp at the same time?
They plagiarized Bruno Mars for quite a bit. No.
it's like all Asian crickets sing in the key of C, but all North American crickets sing in the key of D.
Why?
Is that a thing?
No.
Oh.
Well, I mean, maybe.
maybe it is.
I had a question I mentioned to y'all earlier, and I hope y'all had a thought about it. What thing that scientists have told us that happens in the world do you think is not real? Like, what scientific fact do you question? Like in books, like science
In
books.
books.
I don't question it. I mean, I think it's strange, and I would have to obviously see it, and it would be impossible to see. But they say that it's like the amount of skin you have on your body or your organs in your body are enough that you could, if you laid on the ground, they could go all the way to the moon if you stretched them out totally. And it seems so far-fetched. And obviously, no one's ever just laid on the ground and unveiled
And
their
unraveled themselves.
skin and
to test it
intestines
out.
all the way to the moon.
No
But I've
one
heard
is
that's true.
brave enough.
I guess on a microscopic level, if you microscopically put one cell on top of the other.
I don't know. Like, I think it's just like unzip, unravel.
I mean, how would that? Okay, I have questions. How would that even be measured? Unzip, unravel to the moon. We gotta have some
And
sort
is
of
it an
calculation.
average person? Like
Yeah,
average
like
height,
a human,
average weight?
human adult.
Like at an atomic level, even then, I question the validity of it. It does seem pretty wild for one person to all the way to the moon.
I'm not convinced the dodo bird is extinct.
What?
I don't.
I think I saw one the other day.
I'm
stop it.
just not convinced. You have to convince me more that the
Who's me
dodo
more?
bird is extinct. I just like, I have so many questions when they say that something is extinct. Like, how do you know for sure? No one really knows 100%
They
that the
they
dodo
go out
bird.
into their environment and they wait and they never see them.
I
Yeah,
think
but
the only place it would be possible would be Madagascar. Isn't that where all the Darwin experiments?
No.
That's the Galapagos. isn't it?
Yeah.
Galapagos. What happened?
Or
on
the Cook
Madagascar?
Islands, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's where, like, yeah, Darwin, the Galapagos turtle and all.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm just not
Something
convinced.
happened on
Because there's
Madagascar. Look it up.
There's so
That's where the
many
lemurs are at.
scientists who find animals like later and like I saw this one video of a scientist crying because they found a lizard that they didn't know was extinct.
Wait, they found a lizard?
They found what they previously thought was an extinct lizard.
Well, I mean, I get it.
No, I saw somebody do that over a bird, I think.
Oh, maybe that was the same video.
Yeah, they're on the ground.
Yeah. I
And
thought
it's like
it was
a little
lizard.
hopping bird.
See, it could have been the dodo.
Well, I happen to have a list
Okay.
of strange scientific facts that seem unreal.
I mean, like scientific facts that we know. Okay, they're probably real, but I just like question it though.
Yeah, well, you're gonna question.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
We brought this up briefly earlier, but the human stomach can dissolve razor blades. I don't know what situation you would be in where you would
Eat razor blades.
eat a razor blade, but if you ever did,
I don't know.
dissolve it.
I mean, if you were worried about, like, your baby getting into stuff
Well,
it
you
shouldn't
still
eat.
don't want.
So you just eat the blades before the baby do?
You baby-proof the blades.
Okay.
You put little rounded edges on it, and then they swallow it. And it burns through.
Okay. Go ahead. Next one.
There are more trees on the planet than stars in the Milky Way.
We haven't seen the whole Milky Way though.
I think we've seen the whole Milky Way, but we haven't
We've gone through it?
To experts from
No.
NASA, there are up to 400 billion stars in the Milky Way galaxy, but the number of trees on Earth is estimated to be more than 3 trillion. So
It's
I don't
because
know.
it's trees, so trillion.
Yeah.
Have either of you guys ever been to the Denver airport?
No, I know what you're talking about, though.
The
The
lizards?
swastika port.
What?
No,
Is that not it?
no.
Which one is
I
that?
thought it was a lizard.
I have no idea what you're talking
What are
about.
you talking about? The Denver airport.
I'm talking about the Denver airport, but I'm not talking about swastikas.
It's built to look like a swastika from an aerial view.
Is it?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
No, I was
That's-
just
that's-
making a joke.
That's the one, right?
That's not a thing.
No, I'm looking it up now because now I feel like I'm being gaslighted.
Not at the Denver. There's a literally.
It's the Berlin airport.
Oh
No,
no.
it's not.
Anyway, so what I was talking about was there's a big statue in front of the Denver airport of a giant blue Mustang,
Yeah.
and its sculptor, Luis Jimenez, was killed by this sculpture.
Oh
It
yeah.
fell on him,
That's a thing.
and he died. And I brought it up because I knew you like art, and so I wondered, like, are there other examples of art killing its art, the artists making it?
Denver International Airport.
Oh shit! It does look like a swastika.
If you really look,
If you really
try.
look at it, no. Yeah.
But yeah, it was so. Back to my story.
All right.
Not about swastikas, and not about pedophiles either.
We're changing.
Stop talking about.
We're changing
that.
gears. This is a family show.
So back to my fucking
Is
story.
there any artists, any other artists that have died
Yeah,
making their art?
I wondered if there were like any artists who had been killed by their own art, or
I'm sure I know.
Well, I mean, there's like every like
Yeah.
Oedipus' father, or whatever,
Yeah.
like
What?
they were killed by their own creation.
Oh yeah. I'm
But
trying to think. I feel like
I guess
know.
the guy who created the Titanic,
Yeah.
he died on it.
And it has to be somebody that dies by their own art,
Yeah.
not just an artist who dies.
Someone that dies by their own art.
Gosh. I'm trying to think. I feel the only thing I can think of right now is I think about like those barium women. What is it called? They like paint things with the glow in the dark liquid.
Radium?
Radium, that's what it is. The radium girls. Because they used to like paint their skin and stuff, paint their nails, and they died from radium poisoning. But that's the only thing I can think of. But I'm sure it's a thing.
Yeah, I just thought that was crazy. Like, this sculpture has killed a man, like, and it's just up in front of the airport. Millions of people walk by it every day.
It's the same one?
Yeah,
Or it's
it's
okay.
the same one.
Well,
And it's like that thing I'm walking next to has killed a person.
Yeah.
I wonder if the airport commissioned it.
They did.
So they had to stick with it.
Yeah.
And then
And he was like 95% done with it or whatever.
Oh.
And it like fell over on him and crushed him.
I bet they were like, well, I guess we'll keep it now.
Yeah.
Gosh.
We have to keep it in his memory at least.
Yeah. I wonder if they have a little plaque next to it.
Probably.
In honor.
Dedicated.
I definitely want
to
to see it if I ever go through there again. I want to look at it.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, I was wrong about the reason you wanted to look up the airport. But
So
the fact
there's a big
remains.
blue Mustang with a swastika on the side of it.
Oh, gosh. I saw this video the other day. I was really upset about it. I told Jonathan, like, I was having, like, a panic attack about the world. And, like, my feelings about, like, work just being overwhelming and, like, high emotions
Yeah.
and, like, politics. But the only thing I could tell him as the reason why I was upset is that I saw a video on Facebook of an ostrich being baked in an oven. Like,
Oh.
a whole...
Oh, yeah. I've seen those
stressed me
videos.
out.
Yeah.
Did you see it too?
I've seen videos like that, yeah.
Like why would you bake an ostrich? What are you gonna do with it?
Eat
You're gonna
it.
eat it?
Yeah.
A whole ostrich.
It's not for you
Jason.
and two people. It's that when they do that, they're feeding like
the head was gone, the feathers were gone,
yeah,
the
just
feet
like
were gone,
just like a chicken.
and it was like a white guy just making a ostrich.
Yeah,
It would be.
It would be, wouldn't it?
Oh,
It upset me. It was very upsetting watching the ostrich being baked on Facebook.
Yeah, I can see how it would.
It was overwhelming.
Yeah.
I feel like it should have had one of those covers to it.
Maybe.
You know, like Facebook videos have covers on them.
Yeah. Different cultures. I know it was a white guy doing it, but he's not the first to do it.
Jonathan added me to a Facebook group called Uncovered Videos.
Oh, why did he do that? I know that
it was
group.
horrible.
Why did he do that?
It was horrible. He made me accept it, and now I'm in the group.
No.
He made me watch.
You can leave the group.
I was overwhelmed.
You can leave.
Why would you want to watch the Uncovered videos?
I don't know that it's a group anymore.
I'm going to flat out say you should leave.
It's not a group anymore?
I haven't seen it in a long time.
Huh.
It probably got shut down.
It probably did. Good for that. Why would you want to? Well, it's worse than whipping out your camera and videotaping things.
There's a morbid curiosity that exists within some people.
Yeah, Jonathan told me the other day that he watched some guy on live one time, had a camera strapped to his chest.
He was the Christchurch killer in New Zealand.
Yeah.
And he was going in churches and, like, shooting everybody.
And he watched it live.
And then he gets in his, and he's got a soundtrack playing in the car. And so he was listening to this music, and he puts it in park, and he opens the car door, and the music gets fainter as he walks away, and he walks in the church, and he shoots all these people, and then he walks out of the church, and he, executes a guy on the lawn, and then he walks back in his car, and the music's still playing, and he goes to this next site, and he's, looking it up on his map or whatever, his GPS.
And you watched this whole thing.
He went to 3 different locations and shot people at each one. And Patrick and I live streamed it. It was live streaming online.
He live streamed it.
The guy had a GoPro on, and we watched the whole thing. This is not happening right now. This is literally happening right now. And the music was it was a fire mix.
No, he was literally I got this song from this time I watched.
Yeah, every time I hear some of these songs, I go back to that.
It takes you right back.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you put that song on our playlist too?
No, it's not.
Gosh.
Wow. Yeah, that's something.
Do that for fun.
Well, no, we've talked about it before. There's just that curiosity, Pandora's box. Some people just have to Ark of the Covenant. Some people just have to look. And what was it when they were leaving? It was Sodom and Gomorrah, God told them, don't turn around.
Yeah, you gotta turn to salt.
Don't turn around.
Anyone who looked over their shoulder at the falling of the city turned into salt.
Yeah.
And I would have turned into salt.
Yeah.
I just have that thing in me.
I proudly will say I will not turn into salt. I still haven't watched Two Girls, One Cup.
Okay.
I would look at the Ark of the Covenant.
This podcast
I've
is
never
full
seen
of
that.
tonight.
I have no desire to watch it, and I feel like I'm the only one that's never seen Two Girls, One Cup.
No one
Have
has
you
a
seen it,
desire
Jason?
to watch it. I remember the day you showed it to me.
Jonathan.
It was
at the time it came out, it was a thing you didn't seek it out. People would see how they could get it playing in the background at a party or something to make people watch it.
And you know what I did when they do that? I'd shut my eyes. I still haven't seen it.
You couldn't.
Woo!
They'd hold you down, hold your eyes open.
Like that Clockwork Orange style.
Yeah, it's not a point of pride.
How did you get Jason to watch it, Jonathan? Were you hey, look over here?
I remember. It's one of those vivid memories. We were
It always is.
at his apartment at the time, and it was a group of guys, and someone mentioned it, and they're like, "Oh, you never seen it?" It's the dumbest. It's not a story. There's no, you want to see it?
Well, it was still a little newer at the time.
Did you explain it?
No,
Did they
no
explain it to you?
No one ever explains it.
Did you think you were going to watch something else?
You're going to ruin the surprise?
Then no one ever explains it. Two girls. What is it even? And then they start and then you.
What did you think it was going to be? Like an ice cream cup?
No, I had no idea what it was going to be.
Oh.
So they show it to you, and then you see it, and then you're disturbed, and you turn away, as anyone should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's burned into your memory.
Yeah, and then you can't sleep the next.
I'm trying to think, what other videos are burned into your memory like that?
I mean, there's a lot of the.
There's a lot for you.
Yeah, the old school surprise ones
Oh,
Like
that
Lemon
car
Party.
commercial. Oh, I've still not seen that Lemon Party. But you know the car commercial where it's like Nissan and it's a car driving,
Yeah.
and then the scary girl pops up, you know, and it goes. And
You watch the car drive down the little.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
And like a
Classic jump scare.
Lemon Party.
Never seen it.
It was just lemonparty.com or like lemonparty.org, and it's just a picture. You go to the website. It's a picture of like 3 80-year-old men like sucking each other off.
Oh, Jesus.
Gosh.
What?
You never seen that?
It's,
No.
it's Lemon Party. People wear Lemon Party
we've
shirts.
Never seen
and
it.
stuff.
You've seen it. Can you think of anything else?
Me and like everyone else who was on the internet before 2010. But
I don't know, Jonathan. You're very specific.
no.
Yes.
No.
You invited me to the Uncovered Facebook group, and I didn't know what that was.
Because I share everything with you, and there are some things in there that I just had to
There's some
share.
things I don't want to see.
Someone has to see them with me. I can't see them alone.
No.
I have to be able to talk about these things.
You do force me to watch stuff. You make me watch a lot of 9/11 videos.
Oh, jeez.
Like a natural amount, and
This has gotten
Jason,
dark.
the
like
thing
5
about it
times.
is, the thing about it is, you think it starts off like the historical aspect of it, and then it's like the people
the year
in
was
it,
2001.
and then there'll be like ones where you weren't even expecting it. It was one thing.
It's just like it'll be on the background. And
Yes, it'll be in like a video, like somebody's is cooking in their kitchen, and in the TV in the background, the second plane came in. Yeah,
Guys.
I don't like that.
I didn't think you would.
I don't like that.
If only this is a political podcast, we would.
Oh, you would not talk about politics, would you?
No.
Jessica will barely mention them with me, and we agree on everything.
Yeah.
I actually just heard what's his name's voice for the first time.
RFK Jr.
I never heard him speak before.
He's got a thing.
Oh, what is the thing?
I don't know. It's some sort of
Is it a medical condition?
it's a medical condition.
Oh, now I feel bad.
It always threw me off that he was married to Larry David's wife from Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Like, she didn't seem like the type that would be with a wild conspiracy theory.
I mean, he's got a leather face. His face it looks like it's treated leather and it's like weathered and beaten.
When he's like...
No offense to him.
He threw a dead bear carcass in the Central Park.
Yeah.
Because he thought it was funny.
What time period was this in? Like the 80s?
Like early 2000s.
Wow.
It's when his kids were still alive. Or like, still alive.
Oh,
It's when his kids were like old enough to be aware that their dad was doing something weird.
Yeah.
They're like, oh gosh, Dad, not again. I bet that if that's like if that's the first time he got caught doing something weird, think about like all the times he did something that he didn't get caught
he's
with.
definitely done plenty.
He's been caught a bunch of times doing weird things. I just can't think of them.
Probably like eating extinct animals and.
I mean, like the whole thing's full of criminals anyway at this point.
I was eating asbestos, and now my voice sounds like this.
Could be. You never know.
I was eating ass, and now my voice.
You ever just think like think about the first laugh ever
No.
in the world?
Nope. Never thought about
Like
that.
what happened to make the first human laugh?
I started a joke. I got the whole world laughing.
Y'all don't think about that? Like the first time anybody ever laughed or the first time crying, like on planet Earth.
Well, I mean, because that could be any number of things.
It had to have been an infant.
I mean, it wouldn't even have to be a human.
What if it
There are
freaked
other-
them out? Can you just imagine, like, the first time you've ever hiccuped and you didn't have any idea of what a hiccup was?
Yeah.
It would have freaked me out.
When I was a kid, I thought they
You
tickled.
liked them?
I thought they tickled.
You liked the hiccups?
And then as I got older, I was like, oh, this hurts.
You know what I like? I like sneezing. I think sneezing feels good.
Really?
It's a relief.
And
In that moment,
it's
a
like
great
scratching
relief.
the inside of your
hate
skull.
sneezing.
Yeah. In that moment, it's a great
I
relief.
hate it.
Well, because yours sound painful because you're like holding it in, so you can hear the pressure building up inside your fucking head.
It's because I'm trying to stop it.
Yeah, why stop it? Just let it go.
Because it hurts.
It doesn't hurt
because you're trying to stop.
It doesn't hurt if you just let it go.
It
No.
really, if you're
It
trying
feels
to stop
fucking
it,
good.
Y'all
that's
have
hurting.
never felt my sneezes.
Because you're doing
it's
it wrong.
very painful.
Because you do it wrong.
You're making it worse by holding it in. You really are.
If you let it go, it just feels so fucking good.
I refuse to let it go.
It feels good.
You're having a pressure back up, and it's going and then blowing out.
I don't like it.
You gotta just let it
It's
go.
your fault.
Not a fan of sneezing.
Just let it go.
It's your fault.
Let it go.
I do like blowing my nose, though. Does that count?
It's the same kind of thing, though. But that's what you're getting with a sneeze.
But
only
you get the vibrations.
You can feel
It's an
things moving when
expedited
you
sneeze.
sneeze or you blow your nose.
No, because you're creating pressure. We're not having built-up pressure. We're exhaling. We're not inhaling or holding it.
I like it when you pop your ears. Like, I like the feeling when it pops.
Oh, that hurts. I don't like that.
I like that feeling.
Sometimes I'll be pushing my headphone into my ear, and my ear will pop, and it makes the music start playing like I tapped it.
Really?
I think it's kind of cool.
If it doesn't hurt, it's fine. But sometimes I have some of those ear pops that are painful. You ever have that?
Yeah, but I like it.
I don't like that.
I like it. It's
See,
just like
afterwards
rush.
it's nice because it's like, but I don't like that.
Well, thank you for having us here in your temporal lobe.
Your head holes.
Your head holes.
Your head holes.
Don't be the artist who makes the blue horse. Be the blue horse.
Good night, Moon.